the gaming tanks, and last I left on that, I pretty much got all of them assembled, and they go together pretty darn quick. And I would classify these more as a snap fit model than a glue together model, because the way they're designed, they just snap together, and very little glue, and the only glue I used was basically around for the side skirts, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, they're really great looking kits, I mean, for the size, and just went together really, really well. Anyway, you get 3 BTRs, you get 3 Bradleys, 1 Abrams, and a T72 maybe, or a T80. But anyway, got the tanks assembled, and then you get 2 helicopters. You get an Apache, which I got it assembled, and you got a Russian one. I don't know my Russian helicopters, so forgive me on I don't know the name of that one. But there's one problem, and these came in a bag by themselves. For example, like this. There was a hole in it. Well, there was only one glass for the Apache. There wasn't a glass for the Russian helicopter. So I'm going to have to fix that, and I was thinking about vacuum forming it. I was just going to get like 2 little basically little mounds and vacuum form it. I may do it that, or I'm probably going to end up just taking some 5-minute epoxy, and I'm just going to basically fill it and make a canopy with the 5-minute epoxy. It'll work out. I don't have to paint these because I was told not to, just to assemble them. They may probably be painted at a later date, I don't know. But anyway, I want to try to get the canopy built, and then if it has to be painted, you can paint over the 5-minute epoxy, and it'll still be clear. So that'll work out just great. Anyway, both helicopter kits, the Russian one's the best one, because you could actually make it 2 versions. You could make it in flight, like I got it right now, or you could make it with landing gear down. But anyway, I did the in flight one. Get a little stand that you can put it on, and do it that way. Anyway, I'm going to try to finish these up this weekend. You do get 1/72 scale, or I call it 72nd scale figures. I'm probably not going to assemble these. I'm going to probably leave them as they are. I didn't know that actually figures. I knew there was tanks, and that's what I agreed to. But I'm going to probably leave the figures, because I got some things coming up that I don't know if I have time to actually get these built. But anyway, great kit for the if you like games, it's probably cool. But if I'd buy it for the models, because I think the models in it are exquisite. But anyway, that's where I stand on the gaming tanks. The Enterprise C. So the only thing I've done, and I really didn't get a whole lot done. There's a couple things I started masking, and I forgot resin. I even washed it too. Just tape hardly wants to stick, so I'm gonna have to probably break out some little more stickier tape just to get it the nacelles taped off, which I'm almost done with it. One thing I had to add was the phaser on the bottom, so we're good to go. And one other thing I need to do after I get it masked and taped, I need to get the brass rod shoved in there, and so I can have a little mounting point, so I can mount it on Mr. Starship mount there. But anyway, I'm at the masking point stage, which it's kind of boring, and we'll try to get that accomplished. But there ain't a whole lot to mask, so that's a good thing. And it's just painting, and then I need to do a little bit of primer. The Apogee, I didn't get to do anything. I've been trying to it's just been a busy week, so I had to break out the old tube glue. We like Tester's tube glue, because liquid glue does work, but I need something just a little bit stronger, because this is going to be hanging, and I just like the overall thickness of the tube glue, because I know a lot of people don't like it. I use it. I use all kinds of glue, so you know, it's one of them good things to have in an arsenal. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get these glued down, and then we're just gonna. I gotta go dig out some more parts, and we're just gonna start kit bashing here and there, and hopefully we can get that a little farther along. But anyway, that's where I stand. Oh, I did make a mold, and it's a little part that goes on the top here. I only got one and needed another one. And what I use is, instead of using silicone, that you pour. I use mold putty, and I use whatever's cheap. I think Polyplastics had a sale on it. I'm not a big fan of mold putty because it does its job, but sometimes you just need a little part, and you just don't want to waste a lot of silicone when you pour it. And when you do a mold putty, you can cut the cost down a lot. And sometimes you just need just a very quick one-sided little mold, and mold putty does the trick. You get A and B. Get your equal parts and mix it together, and you can either embed the part, or you can push it around it. I don't really recommend pushing around it, because when you do, you kind of distort the part once you get the mold off. And then after it cures, it's real rubbery. And where is it? I usually use resin, but sometimes when you need to make a quick mold, I'll use epoxy sculpt. And I got some paste coming, which I've been dying to try, and I'm going to use that to make the mold of that. So that's what I'm waiting for that to come in. So we're just on a standstill on that. But anyway, if you haven't tried mold putty, it's a good way to start out in the mold making business. Just if you need to make quick little parts, like if you need to make say you want to make a nacelle cap, just real quick, need a cheap dirty one so you can vacuum form it or whatever. I mean, that's just the way stuff is. But anyway, any brand works. They're pretty much all the same, sometimes different colors. But anyway, mold putty. So that's my tip for today. Oh, and new for me, if I got room to do it, new vacuum form kit. This is the 1537 self-destruct kit that I offered. I got the 1000, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while for the 1537, because everyone's seen that kit, and they're reissuing it, which I want to get one for nostalgia purposes, and it's one reason why I did that. Anyway, it's a 2-sheet kit. I think it's I want to say $7. I think what I quoted everyone with, and you get a top and a bottom, and just cut it out, glue it together, and you glue it on your ship and paint it. Have a grand old time. But anyway, the reissue is also not the smoothie. It's the what's it called? The Aztec pattern that they screwed up on. I did the same kit with that, so it'll match the upcoming kit when it comes out. But anyway, there is that. If you want one, you can contact me through messaging, or at Bright Hair Productions Facebook, and get me there, or email me. Anyway, that is where I stand on the new kit category. But anyway, vacuum form kit is available right now. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are trying to glue the Apogee. We're trying to mask the Enterprise C. We're finishing up the wargaming tanks, and doing a little bit of mold putty. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.